Hello everyone, Crash here, this RTA Motorsports. Today I'm going to go into what I've been doing the past few weeks. No, sim racing has not gotten anywhere, but we're going to talk about what has been making me excited to be outside, and I hope I inspire you all to do the same. Today we're talking about Onewheel.
Welcome to RTA Motorsports.
All right everyone, so this is my new Onewheel. Actually, I purchased it used a little under a month ago, and this is specifically the Onewheel Pint. So we're going to be talking about my experiences as a complete noob to Onewheel and also to board sports, my background. So I actually had a skateboard in high school. I was extremely unsuccessful at it, owned it maybe for about a week and fallen non-stop. Every time I tried to go straight, I was on the floor. The past few years, my buddy Ryan's been trying to teach me and my wife how to snowboard, and I've only been able to go maybe a max of 2 times per season, which is not really enough to get enough practice in, but I was absolutely hooked, bought all my own gear, and I'm always excited to go whenever we get a chance to. So the first thing I want to go into, if you are looking to get into Onewheel, is what things should you buy straight out of the gate. A lot of people, when they buy a Onewheel, they go absolutely nuts with the accessories without actually having stepped foot on a Onewheel. First of all, kind of set your expectations to what you think you may actually do with it, what excites you about the Onewheel. For me, it was just being able to ride it. So it was all pavement the first few weeks. I didn't need a fender or anything like that. It already came with a fender. It came with a lot of these accessories already because I bought it pre-owned. But if you're just getting into this, the first thing you need to look into is safety gear. You can see on my wrist guards there how scraped up they are. And the community is very prideful in everyone wearing their safety gear. And they will tell you, a lot of us that own Onewheels, we're not spring chickens anymore. So a lot of people are younger, but even then, at least a helmet, wrist guards, and knee pads. I also wear elbow pads as well because I don't want to get scraped up. There's no point. And a lot of the safety gear, when you search on Amazon, comes in packs together. You just make sure you're ordering the right size. It's not if you're gonna fall, it's when you're gonna fall. And it's not necessarily the nosedives that everyone worries about. I have things on the front to assist me with that if that should ever happen, hopefully never. But it's when you really start pushing the envelope of what you're capable of, when you start learning how to carve. If you try to come off pavement onto grass, you may catch the front and catapult yourself a little bit. Or if you try to go up and down curbs, that is something I'm trying to learn right now. You may trip and fall during that. And those, if you have the pads on, you're not gonna get hurt that bad, and it makes it much more of a pleasant experience. Also helps your confidence level a little bit. So that's the first set of accessories you should buy. But what should you buy for your Onewheel after owning this for a little bit and changing things up a little bit? I do gotta say, the float plates underneath, this is a float plate from the Float Life. I actually removed it, kind of messed up some of the double-sided tape. Normally this would be stuck up like that. That protects the underside, protects your investment, also gives you a little grab handle in the front, even though the Pint comes with what's called a mag handle from factory, which is absolutely an awesome handle. You may want to look at a fender. I've noticed, especially since I changed the tires, since I'm actually riding off-road a lot, I hear non-stop debris hitting the underside of this fender, which would have hit me in the legs and in the nether region. So I highly suggest a fender, especially if you think you're going to go off-roading. In the very beginning, it's not really that important, especially being that, you know, you're going to just be doing low speed maneuvers on pavement to try to even learn balance. But something you may want to look into. I was lucky enough this one actually came with it. The foot pads and everything like that are accessories you're going to need, or you may think you're going to need over time, depending on your riding style, things that you may adapt to. So I wouldn't really necessarily look at high foot pads or anything like that from the very beginning. Kind of ride the board, get your experience, and then see what you feel you need. And there are so many choices out there. This pad's actually from the Float Life. I wouldn't ride without it. I actually came accustomed to it. It was already on it. I've ridden one without it, and I don't like it personally. And this is the Cush High foot pad from the Float Life. I absolutely love it again, and it's kind of rubberized, kind of gives you a little bit of a bumper in the back, especially if you stand it up when you store it. But not necessarily needed straight out of the gate. The other thing I think you're going to want to look at, especially if you're a noob to board sports like I was, is actual skate shoes. First few days I used running shoes. Not recommended at all. I purchased some Vans. I'll post them up here. Absolutely awesome. The skate shoes are skate shoes for a reason. The Vans that I bought, or really any skate shoes for that matter, they grip onto the grip tape really well. They're flat bottom, so you have all that grip, and especially when you start going off-roading or anything like that, you need that grip. And it was immediately apparent coming from running shoes to these Vans just how much better the grip on the grip tape was. And the other thing is, people start looking at upgrading batteries and VNR kits so early on before they even have any sort of experience on the board. Forget all that. As a noob, you need to train your legs to get balance on this board. If you coming from a board experience in the past, like skateboarding, longboarding, things like that, this may not be an issue for you, but guys like me, ladies like me that have never really ridden a board before, when you first get on, after only a few miles, your feet, your calves, your quads are all gonna be sore. And I was surprised just how sore, and I was loving how sore I was just trying to get balance on this darn thing. Take your time, listen to your body, move slowly, and develop the muscle memory you're gonna need to get balance on this darn thing, and then slowly build from there. Mileage may never even be an issue for you. For the Pint only gets 6 to 8 miles. I'm 6 feet tall, 230 pounds. I was getting about 7 to 8 miles with the stock tire on flat pavement. If you're lighter, you may have a better experience than that, but it's only rated 6 to 8, but I've read many people getting almost 10 that are much lighter than me. So it all depends on what you're gonna do. If you go on dirt trails, that's when you're really starting to get mileage penalty, and especially if you change the tire, that's when you're going to start getting a mileage penalty. But that being said, if you're looking to commute close, you're not really going to be riding that far, the mileage on the Pint may never be an issue. You may even want to look at an XR if you feel the mileage may be an issue and you want to retain your warranty, because again, VNR kits, battery upgrade kits, anything that you're doing inside the unit itself is immediately going to void your warranty. So something else to consider. And the next thing I would suggest as a beginner coming in, again, I bought this float plate from the Float Life. These side rails are from Future Motion themselves. Float Life makes their own side rails as well. There's many other companies that have many different kinds. You're going to want to look at something like side rails, maybe a float plate underneath to protect your investment, because one of the moves to actually get off is just simply bailing, just jumping off with both feet. It's going to get scraped up, it's going to get chipped up, and if you're spending this kind of money, you're going to want to protect it and make it look nice underneath. Get some things to sort of protect it. So the main things you're going to want to look into are protections for your board, like the float plate, the side rails. You're going to want to protect yourself with some wrist guards, helmet, knee pads, elbow pads, and maybe you want to look into a fender. But besides that, as a noob, no other accessories you should be looking at besides just how often can you practice. One thing I just want to say real quick is if you're jumping on a one wheel, definitely expect to take it slow, expect to take your time with it. There's different modes in the one wheel. For the Pint on the app, you're going to want to look at Redwood. It's a good beginner sort of preset, has a lower top speed. It's going to make it as safe as possible. I was lucky enough that the guy I bought my one wheel Pint from was nice enough to take a time out of his day, spent an hour with me just to make sure I get the concepts of it. But definitely, ask questions in the community, see if there's any group rides for beginners in your local area, because there's plenty of them all around the country, and just take your time. And also, if you have been experienced in board sports before and you jump on and you're already good at it, there's something called pushback where it leans you back to slow you down because you're overdriving the motor essentially. Respect that. Don't be one of those crazy people that falls at 22 miles an hour. Respect the pushback. Take your time. Learn the board. Learn the ins and outs. Don't go too fast, too quickly. All right, finally some riding and some things I want to talk to you all about as we are getting along these trails. So why did I decide to jump into Onewheel? Well, the technology of it, the fact that it uses a crazy go-kart tire and that it's a board sport, all excited me, and it's something I've been researching for probably the past year and a half. You can hear a lot of that debris kicking up on the underside of that fender there. I'm so grateful that this one came with that fender. But also there was, almost went down there. The hills are definitely steeper than they look on this 360 camera. Keep that in mind. But that hill's got me a few times that day. But there were some things I started to notice in my life. One being, as I'm getting older, I just don't go outside. I'm not excited to go outside and enjoy nature as much as I used to. My parents and I, when I was younger, we always went camping. We always went fishing. We were constantly outside all the time enjoying nature. And it's just something I haven't done in a long time. My wife and I have bikes that we have not ridden in about 4.5 years. And since I picked up this Onewheel, I've been outside every single morning. That hill was really steep. That hill got me many times. I was so excited to go up it. But just nonstop, I want to be outside now and I want to enjoy nature. And it's such an amazing experience coming back to that and actually just going out and enjoying nature. Another one is how welcoming and how nice the community is. The community seems to have been growing exponentially over the past year and a half, but they always convey this thought that, you know, to try to be as respectful as possible, always wear your protective gear, always stop on trails and let people by, and always stay within good standings within your local communities. There's not really anyone out there that's like trolling their local community or anything like that. It's an overall super positive experience, and it just honestly blew me away just how nice people and even my local community treat me on the Onewheel. I was expecting kind of a different thing, you know, growing up, being younger. People were always kind of bad-mouthing skateboarders. I was expecting that. I have not experienced that at all. Actually, a lot of people, and you're going to come across a few of them in this riding clip here, have been super supportive of the Onewheel, and they actually seem to like it. They think it's actually really cool. Badass. See, even there, I get that non-stop. And it seems to be in my local community, at least, a lot of people of all age groups know what it is. And I've even caught people on the paved trail that's to my right here. Whenever I actually finally get up or down a hill that I've been falling on, I've seen people like applaud me actually going up. That level of positivity, being surrounded by that, being surrounded by nature, it's something I haven't really experienced before. And overall, I gotta say, it's probably the biggest stress reliever I have right now in my life. I do have a home gym, I have sim racing, I have music with my drum set that I play here and there. But when I'm done riding the Onewheel, I guess because it's a physical activity, I'm outside in nature where, you know, we need to be from time to time. I have this level of mental clarity I have not experienced in a long time. But even coming up here, you're gonna see this another random interaction with a stranger that's just filled with positivity. This one hill I have not been able to get down at all. Check this out. This is just absolutely amazing. Prepare to laugh.
I've ridden one of those once, and it's not as easy as most people think, but that's what they're intended for, right?
Yeah, yep. And this hill here has gotten me every time. I've actually skid down it twice.
What I see right off is that you just hit this this stump right here, and it made you jump.
Oh, I hit the stump? Yeah, I thought I was going to the right of it.
You can see the mark.
Ah, geez.
I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it was curving that way, and you know, like it's
Gotcha.
It's hard to see exactly how, but if you videotape, you might be able to actually get the exact spot.
Yeah.
Try coming over this way. Do a bank.
Do a bank.
But do it less than I did. You know what I mean? Just enough to miss the curve. You know, like over here, this one's small.
Yeah.
You can maybe hit that. Come on, Jay. Maybe hit that side instead of the middle center where you're heading, and I might have distracted you too.
Oh no, you're good. I have been trying this all morning.
So my suggestion is come in like a race car.
Yeah. And just
Come
bank
from
it?
this side here, and you're picking your line. You know what I mean? Real early. Pick your line early. Find this spot. Come to this spot here, and come back here. Don't go too far that way. Just
a little bit.
That, and then curve back straight down so you can get the. There is a bank on the other side that gives you a bigger curve.
Yeah.
But imagine it in your mind. You know what I mean?
Let's see.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm still kind of a beginner, so it's like, oh my gosh.
Life is a beginning every day.
Thank you, bud. You too.
And you could just see right there just how wholesome and positive that experience was. And this is stuff that I'm experiencing that previously I would just be kind of cooped up in my house and, you know, either doing something on the computer or, you know, not really doing anything at all. I'm experiencing these positive moments and now just bashing down the rest of this trail, excited, happy, feeling great. Absolutely amazing experience. Now, I'm not really saying you need to go out and buy a one wheel, but as a beginner, this month has been absolutely amazing. And I know this is not normal content we bring to the channel, but my hopes is by sharing my experiences with you that I inspire you all to experience the same.
So everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been an absolute amazing experience for me. I've been having an absolute blast with this one wheel. And if you're looking into it, definitely consider just, if not new, buy used, look locally to you. This whole experience has been one that's been absolutely amazing. And I just cannot wait to even get better. Everyone, if you want to see more of this content, definitely let me know in the comment box below. Like this video if you do not mind. Subscribe for more for sim racing, real racing, drifting, everything that we're doing this year. Catch you all next time.